Hey everybody, Felix Stoppelbaker here. Wanted to make a video because right now we see Bitcoin around $20,000 and we see a lot of people who are more or less inexperienced trying to steer the markets in the way that they want them to go rather than looking at where they're going to go. And for people who may be new to crypto and not understand like these types of cycles, you have to understand that these systems get over leveraged and overextended and then have to equalize. It's no different than if you drink what happens if you drink one sip of soda? You're probably good. Some people may have like a little burp. If you drank 3, 4, 5, 6 sodas all at once, your body is going to have to equalize itself just out of natural law. It will, have to depressurize and equalize itself to come back to a normal balance. And that's exactly what's happening with crypto. It happens all the time. What we see is these lending platforms and other different types of products and schemes and scams run on top of a protocol layer that end up having a lot bigger effect than, say, the technology itself. But we could see that all these different types of things, they get over leveraged, they lend out, a bunch of new people come in, they dump a bunch of money into Bitcoin and they put them all on these new lending services, and those new lending services go out and over leverage themselves. And then when they come back, they default, and then all those people lose their money. And that's exactly what happened in the Celsius situation. We saw all kinds of people basically lose all their wealth because Celsius was over leveraged. But in the broader scheme, that brought down the entire market and basically took us into one of the early depressurization major corrections that will snap back and turn back to all-time highs again. You got to think, just when this YouTube channel started, Bitcoin was like under $4,000. So you got to think, Bitcoin crashing to $20,000 or $21,000 from $4,000. I mean, if you would have put a few dollars in there, even like $100, you'd still have $700. So it's like, if you didn't touch that, yeah, this stinks, and yeah, we're really holding because things are not where we want them to be, but you haven't lost the amount of Bitcoin you have, and you're literally able to buy back in. If you bought at 30, 40, 50, 60, I mean, these are the prices you were saying at the time if they went back to, you'd be dumping everything in. Well, here they are, and we see not very many people acting on those types of opportunities. But if it went from 3,000 to 60,000 in the last cycle, and we're roughly around the $20,000 mark this time, I mean, what's a 10x, a 20x? Think about it. I mean, those are the types of things. It might take a few years, but that's literally how this game is played. And with the amount of money that's been printed in the past couple of years, in addition to all the rest of the system, you could see that very quickly, 20x might be just the next plateau before the actual launch. So who knows what's going to happen, but we know that the only assets available that would be beneficial to anybody holding them in their own hands is Bitcoin and something like EOS, but that one still has yet to fully prove itself. So people are discounting the Bitcoin upswings, the Bitcoin upsides, and the Bitcoin opportunities at the expense of people thinking that, oh, it's going to crash from 20,000 down to 12,000 or 13,000 or Make sure you load up at 16.5. That's the next Fibonacci retracement. It's like, that isn't going to help you if you're not just dollar cost averaging and understanding that there's only 21 million. There'll only ever be 21 million. There's millions lost. There's only a couple million actually in the open market available for purchase, and that there are millionaires, billionaires, and every government, corporation, and entity trying to accumulate and grab the same thing all at once. It's like, if you've ever tried to get anything exclusive, have you ever got it? Have you ever got like a one of 100 piece? Have you ever gotten, one of 10,000 piece? I mean, how hard is that to do? Now do that with financial incentives to basically make someone greedy enough to the point that it will raise the entire market cap, make everybody more wealthy. So you have to take the gamification of everything into account and just realize that we're no longer playing in like standardized rules, and now we're basically in the crypto digital world, and those are just drastically different rules. So people trying to play by the old rules are going to lose big time. And yeah, this is the time where people are really able to make or break their wealth, and we'll see, in a few months, in a couple of years, who was able to take advantage of this opportunity versus, listening to some random person saying, oh, it's going to drop to this certain level and then I'll go all in. Should have been buying all the way down, all the way up, just always dollar cost average. Always. It doesn't matter what the price is, because you can only ever get so much Bitcoin. So the fact that people are even still willing to take worthless fiat for Bitcoin is absolutely mind-blowing. Better take advantage of that opportunity. Stoffel Baker out.